probably one of my favorite enclosures is this one here. It's very new. In fact, the subwoofer that I chose, I really didn't even know that it was offered because it's so new until I was checking the website. It's a single 21-inch subwoofer from Digital Designs, as you see here. It's got a carbon fiber, very strong speaker. It looks great. They do a lot of customizing of subwoofers and speakers, so I would actually have this one on a quad half ohm voice coils, which is very high level. This thing's badass, man. It's their Z series from Digital Design Z series. It's called the 321. It's awesome. I mean, it's it's got a lot of bracing on it, as you can see inside. This is actually a 6-water enclosure with 2 pieces of plexi. I left the port, just kind of flush mount, slightly recessed, just to show you the inside with the bracing. But this port would, of course, probably go about a quarter of the way, and then of course your negative side usually goes typically about twice as much as that, depending on subwoofer enclosure and stuff like that. But just a kind of like a general rule of thumb, you can go the same on both sides, but it all depends on the enclosure. But typically a quarter, whatever your twice as much on double the amount of port size on the negative side is very typical. It's got braces on the inside, as you can see, with the brackets, all aluminum. Let's take a look. I actually got to go past the plexi, but there's the the sub. I gotta go in. Hold on one sec. Southern Soundz back here. It's awesome. I mean, they hold a lot of wattage, a lot of power. With the design of this subwoofer, but it's got it's powered by Steg audio. It's an Italian manufacturer. I actually, you would have to order them on the internet unless you of course live in Italy or around the way where you could just drive there and buy them. But I found them on eBay. I found them on Google search and Bing. But yeah, it's a really high-end amplifier, Italian amplifier. I actually have their numbers up here. They're half ohm stable, 5,000 RMS. So I mean that's 20,000 RMS, and this is all at 12 and 14.4 volts. There's a look at the amp. Really nice looking, quality looking amp. It's got 3 rows of let's say 3, 6, 9. Hold on. 3, 6, 9. No, 9 total. Right, because it was around under 25,000. So interstate batteries is what I chose, as you can see there and there. But like I was saying, two straps. So I'm not sure if they're linkable or not. I couldn't read the writing because it's written in Italian. But these are this is 20,000 literally RMS at 14.4. It's their 5,000 series, all Class D amplifiers, real kind of like a Ferrari of amplifiers for them probably. It's a this subwoofer literally is brand new. I mean, I didn't even know they made a 21. I kind of stayed within the parameters of the 18 because there really wasn't much on the internet about it. But that literally is 21 inches this way, and then actually the mounting diameter is like 19 and a quarter or something like that. It's a big ass speaker, man. I mean, I know anytime you can get a speaker to hold around 20,000, man, that's crazy. I mean, in fact, the guy who has the SPL record, I was told that he actually won it with like 2 subwoofers, like 2 of these. Like, that's crazy. Like, you're talking about maxing out subwoofer. That's really impressive. But anyways, more about the Enclosure. You know, roughly 3 to 4 inch port. About 80% of the actually this port, I use the floor on this one, so this bracket will actually sit literally on the upper portion of the port, which is good because it will actually hold it stable a little bit from any type of port noise, which you definitely don't want, and I can't stand port noise. This one, of course, would do the same. I would try to keep it away from this one, this brace here as much as possible, but in case it probably would actually go past that, so I'd probably have to slide this one down just a little bit, because you know it's probably around the 20 inch 20 some inch range, 24 inch or so. So this one would be like 24 inches and this one would probably be like 12 inches, just ballpark figure. It's got spraying on it. The layers, I would probably do like a 3 inch here, man, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, actually no, 3 inch right here, and then 1 inch everywhere else would be fine, but 2 would probably be a really good idea. But it does have a lot of braces on it, so I think it'd be fine with 1 inch everywhere else. It really is a quality subwoofer for many reasons. It's got the spray in the bracing, it's well built with precision, but you have sound that's traveling from here and hitting these panels, right? And then you have sound on the negative side that's hitting these panels here, but the port is in opposition to one another, or in opposition to the way that sound travels. So it actually is making the sound on this panel before it's actually going through the port. So it's actually you'll get a real deep bass out of it, and which I like. I like real deep low bass, especially with something like this, man. At 21, I mean, I don't even know anything about the parameters on it yet. I mean, it's a badass looking subwoofer though. I mean, even their Z18s, 15s are bad as shit. Like, this thing's bad, dude, like straight up. I mean, I would love to build it. It's expensive, don't get me wrong. You're talking about the best of the best, man. Digital Designs. These are basically like Ferrari amplifiers, very high level amplifiers. Trying to think, is there anything left out? Oh, the plexi is 1 inch, so it actually have a that's why I was trying to stay within 1 inch everywhere else. So 1 inch I think would be very fine, but it being a 6 order, this of course is going to be bolted in. As you see this, this area here, it's just this is actually the edge of it, but then it's got a piece of paint, 1 inch trim all the way around it, and then it would have like stainless steel bolts, screws or bolts all the way around the perimeter of it. It would look awesome. This would all be rounded over, as well as the inside of the port. It's a beast, man. I went with their Steg's 2 channels here and here. It's awesome. Trying to think, is there anything I left out, man? You could go real cosmetic in here, man. You could put some wood trim inlays. You could do wood grain on the insides, make it look real fancy. But the fact that this is carbon fiber, I would, instead of having to spray in, but I like to spray in a lot, you could do like some carbon fiber inlays, or all gloss black or whatever. Look freaking badass sitting in a truck or a van or SUV. It's not that big, but the fact that it's just one speaker, it's very big. The cubes on them are like 6-7 feet. You know what I mean? Like that's cubic feet. Like, that's big. It's a big ass enclosure. So yeah, the ports on them tend to be very large. So I would do what I would have to move these 2 lower brackets around a little bit, and then have these 2 sit right on the port. But that's an awesome enclosure, man. I'd love to build it. I'd love to hear it. I mean, even the design itself, is really high quality for real. Trying to think. Let's see. It's awesome. Check out my website when you get a chance. Southern Sounds, 2zs.webs.com. I got to get ready and go. But thank you very much for watching. Michael Jackson, who gon' tell me I ain't Mike? Ass cheeks painted white.